I hate saying this, but it's a standard political trope that this is the most important election of our lifetime. So it's may or may not be true. It's hard to say. But I would say this is a highly consequential election that will undoubtedly shape the next 50 years or so. I think Donald Trump, unless his plane goes down tonight or a meteor hits the earth, will win South Carolina tomorrow. Not because a majority of South Carolinians support him particularly, but because they can't agree on who to support in opposition. Can Cruz or Rubio potentially be encouraged, I guess is a nice way to put it, to leave the race and make it a one-on-one battle? I don't think what you ought to look for at the end of March is these sort of smoke signals coming from the from the RNC in Washington or Mitt Romney or Paul Ryan. The typical Trump supporters that I talk to out in the states and in the country, they feel left behind socially, economically, and civically. In some ways, they're right. I mean, you guys have the statistics that in your real income the past 50 years, especially for those in the bottom half, economically is basically stagnant. This is kind of a bizarre thing to say from a party chairman, but frankly, I think Trump and his supporters want to drive the Republican Party off the cliff and watch us burn. And then socially, consider the social implications of Trump. I mean, the country is not as homogeneous as it once was. I have heard from sources close to his campaign that they've done extensive media research. The average length of the media cycle is 60 hours. If you drop a timeline over all the Trump controversies, there's a pattern. They start losing media cycles. They go and throw a stink bomb in the media cycle and open it back up. It's happened throughout the this campaign.
Yep.
It's the perfect candidacy for the technological and media world we live in.
South Carolina is a state with a large African-American population. It's probably a little north of 30% of the population. In 2008, 55% of the vote in the Democratic primary, there was 500,000 people who voted, a little over 500,000 people, and about 55% of those folks were African-American. Also in that electorate, 61% of the folks that voted in 2008 were women. Bernie Sanders has a great operation, a number of boots on the ground, people out there knocking doors, making millions of phone calls, I'm told, offices all across the state. I think in the end, what they've done that I think is more of a strategic error is that they've concentrated their efforts on young people instead of really focusing on seniors. We have a lot of seniors in the state. In 2008, 26% of the electorate that voted were 60 and older. In 2008, only 14% were between 18 and 29. And so I don't think the Sanders folks can get our young people number up to those historic 2008 levels, but I'm pretty certain that that older percentage of voters is not going to drop dramatically, and Clinton has a decisive advantage there. So with that, I think she wins South Carolina, and she wins South Carolina significantly. And with the Clyburn endorsement today, that it becomes even more a foregone conclusion that she'll win South Carolina.